definitely not the best one for me is sharing on Teams. So thank you guys, yeah, for certainly joining us tonight and for hanging on into the later phase of our discussions here as well. So as much as talking about publication in general, we obviously wanted to introduce you or reintroduce you, if you've seen it already, to Sport and Exercise Psychology Review, which is the journal aligned with the BPS DSEP, Business Sport and Exercise Psychology, to spell it out in full, which again, hopefully we're all well aware of by being here tonight. But it is really important to re-signpost this to you and what we can offer as a journal to you as potential publishing authors as well, and what we can do for you as much as, you know, what you're contributing out for others as well, to make the process as supportive as possible. Because as we've outlined at the start, hopefully this is not something that's too daunting. Clearly, when you're thinking of publication, it can be at the start, it can seem like something that's far off, but we're definitely out there as a potential audience to support you at whatever stage in the publication journey you're at. So just a refresher, the Sport and Exercise Psychology Review Journal is an international publication designed to provide a forum for the dissemination of information of our network, of our group, of our membership, and other interested parties. So what do we publish at present? It's probably fair to say, and something I do just want to add in to purpose our presentation tonight, obviously as an editorial team, we're new to the journal, or newish now, and we're obviously looking at the journal, its scope, and all things like that moving forward. But as it stands, here are the things we're publishing, and obviously if there were to be any changes to that or any adaptations, we'd let you guys know as a wider audience. But we have your classic research articles, we have research notes. I'll give you a bit more detail on a couple of these shortly. We have case studies, something certainly to bear in mind if you are on a practice-based route. So often when we think of publication, and this can be the case when you're thinking of some of the other journals, people perhaps stereotype thinking about just empirical, original research in the very kind of methodological, theoretical sense. But case studies are invaluable. The things you're doing in professional practice are invaluable. And I know this from following a practice route as much as being someone who is producing that original research too. So definitely from my own lived experience. We produce commentaries, member items, book reviews, as we sort of alluded to as well. Things like conference reports is another thing that we're keen to publish as well through this journal. So a nice and important variety.
You need me to open the door?
Different options. I think
Thank you, dear.
might need to stop on mute if you can for me. So yeah, nice and rich and diverse range of different things that you can publish with us. And I think that's really, really important to flag to you as I said, potential publishers or established ones clearly about those options that are available. So just going to touch on a few different types of publication. You can see all this from our editorial instructions on the website, but it's sometimes quite nice if someone can flag that for you. So we publish articles in the classic sense, like I've alluded to. So if you have produced something, you've collected data, you've got some original research out there and you'd like to publish with us, we'd really, really welcome you reaching out and sending it through to us as an editorial team. It doesn't just have to be that though, it can be things like we said in relation to your practice experience, it can be those kind of experiences, reflections, etc. that you have. I am definitely, like I said, really interested in that stuff as a member of the sport and exercise psychology community, both as a practitioner, as a researcher, as someone who teaches in the subject, for dissemination. So definitely don't think we're kind of a one-track publication. It might also be that you want to present something about your experience of teaching sport and exercise psychology as a subject. Again, absolutely invaluable to the profession. If we don't know how to unpack our messages effectively, like in any profession, then that becomes problematic. So there are kind of classic articles, 30 pages in length. Again, you can check out our guidelines for a bit more detail on that if you want to, but that just gives you a little bit of flavour. And then we have brief reports. 1,000-word pieces or less, looking at similar types of themes. So can you express something really, really concisely around those topics I've alluded to already? So maybe like a research study, for example. Again, immensely invaluable, a great skill. Writing for publication for me should be about communicating in all sorts of different means and channels. I think about sort of the various work I do in terms of different journal audiences, being able to write concisely, media, etc. And this is a great way to try some of those skills out in terms of brief report format. And then we have research notes as well. So and 1,000-word coverage of an existing study, if you really think you can kind of put a new spin on that or provide something really original to our audience, that will be welcomed at this stage too. So what can you expect from us? And it's very, very right as a submitting author that you do have expectations of us, and you expect the process to operate in a clear, robust, and consistent way. So there'll be an anonymous peer review process, and what we mean by that is it's anonymous at both ends for authors and reviewers. You'll have at least 2 independent expert referees. So it will come to us as an editorial team, and that'll be in addition to us. We will then, so long as it goes through that initial process of checking the paper's the right fit for the journal, which we'll do, we'll then disseminate it to reviewers to review your work and take a look at it and offer their expert commentary on it. And then hopefully you can expect, and we will definitely always make it our aim to have timely reviews and feedback too. So we are aiming to obviously always turn your work around quickly and consistently. There is a time scale involved. Clearly, we can't do this thing in a few days flat, but equally the time scale isn't extensive, and you get those reviews back, and then obviously you can respond to those comments in a timely fashion as well. So I'm pretty sure we've only got a few minutes left in the session. I was checking my time there, maybe for a handful of minutes, but we just wanted to pose you guys another question really about what opportunities do you see for publishing in this journal, and hopefully I've given you a really quick flavour of what those might be. And what concerns may you have if you were to publish in the Sport and Exercise Psychology Review? What are there things that I've said here that you might think, oh, I'm not sure about that, or will they accommodate this, or would this be okay? It's a great chance to quickly run them by us, and then obviously if you wanted to get in touch with us further, please feel free to do so. I'll jump out of the share now. Emily, are you okay to break us out again just for maybe a few minutes?
Jordan's got